Hey there, Guardians. It's Gary Larson giving you a 2021 kickoff message. We're going to walk through the 2020 impacts, some exciting things that we did last year. We want to share some of those benefits with you. There are also some key updates that we've made to our organization. And finally, we want to give thanks to the amazing donors who are the backbone of our success. Let's go ahead and get started. "2020 was our first year as a nonprofit. What I hope to convey here is that even in the midst of the madness, Guardian had a record year of impact. Let's walk through some of those details now. We began the year off with $60,000 in our account. As many of you know, starting up any organization, there are a tremendous amount of startup expenses, like purchasing trailers, infrastructure. There were a lot of legal, insurance, compliance fees, things we had to get established. And finally, just basic match supplies from targets, indicators. A lot of those match supplies we had to purchase to make sure that we could run a smooth match for you shooters. There are also recurring operational expenses like travel, lodging, meals for shooters, t-shirts, a lot of the swag. All of those things are a part of our operational expenses that we'll need to incur every year. The COVID impact, as everybody felt, we had to do a lot of rescheduling, refunding shooters, and also transferring shooters to other matches. Through all of this, we were able to host 7 of the 8 matches that we had scheduled throughout the US. We were able to introduce the Youth Shooter Program and offer a brand new train-up with Kelbley's that was hosted the Friday before. That was such a huge success that we're offering it again. So we're really excited to have Kelbley's coming back to do those Friday train-ups for anyone who's interested. Our donors gave away over $250,000 in product. This is done during a year of tremendous uncertainty and upheaval. We can't thank them enough for their continued investment in this mission. The Guardian was able to donate $10,000 to 7 different organizations. A total of $70,000. We were really excited about being able to do this. So many of you were featured in those photos holding those giant oversized checks. It's your investment in this mission that makes that possible. And throughout all of this, we were still able to finish the year with over $100,000 in our account. This is a great testament to our fiscal responsibility and our commitment to continue to invest even more. We were able to also give an additional $35,000 at the end of the year to these 7 organizations as a last-minute Christmas gift. We have some amazing things lined up for 2021. Let's check out the match schedule. So the Guardian is always focused on doing smaller number of matches that are boutique, high touch, high impact. In 2021, we're going to have 8 matches. Starting in New Mexico, in March, we're going back to Farmington with Dusty Brixner. We're excited to have him back as a match director to help us kick off the year in New Mexico. The following week, we head over to Frontline Defense with Paul Smith in Warrenton, North Carolina. We're so excited that Paul has continued to invite us back. Everybody knows that Frontline Defense is a phenomenal venue, and it's going to be a lot of fun, even if there's a little rain. Our next match will be in May at MTC. Claire Ward and the staff there have always invited the Guardian back. We're excited to do this match in May and have Zach Barr and Bob Corby back as the match directors. That one's going to fill up pretty fast. Our first team match of the year will be at Arena Training Facility. This 2-day team match, just like last year, will be high impact, and it will run like a Swiss clock under the match direction of Garrison Pratt. This match is filling up quickly as well. September 4th and 5th, we're headed down to Florida at Altus. If you have not been to Altus, it's definitely a must-see venue. Arguably one of the most dynamic shooting facilities in the country, and under the leadership of Garrison Pratt, it's also going to be a very smooth running match. We're excited to have that one fill up as well. Our first match at Pig River, October 9th and 10th. Josh Bandy and the Pig River team have been gracious enough to invite us down. We're headed down to Pig River, October 9th and 10th. And our final team match of the year will be in South Carolina, November 6th and 7th, under the leadership of Todd Van Langing. We are going to have arguably even a more dynamic shooting competition there. If you've never been to GTI, it is definitely a shooter's bucket list item. Highly recommend registering that because that one is filling up extremely fast. And finally, we end the year in December in Texas. So many shooters have been asking, when are you coming to Texas? Well, we're coming and we hope to see you there. Eric Findley and the Independence PRC are going to put on a phenomenal match. We're excited to be able to host and finish up the year in Texas. Even beyond these 8 awesome matches, we have some exciting new things to share with you. So when we think about value for our guardians, we're constantly faced with how do we increase the value of our events without continuing to increase the price. We're excited to announce that the registration that has not increased since 2016 will not go up in 2021. Not only that, but we will be offering an additional dinner to everyone Saturday night. This is always focused on fellowship and a great opportunity to win some items off the raffle or auction table. Individual matches will also still include Saturday and Sunday lunch at no additional cost. We're also excited to introduce a high-performance UV hoodie that can be purchased at registration for only $25. As many of you know, these UV hoodies are extremely expensive, and to be able to get one for $25 is an absolute steal. We're going to be offering these in the store down the road, but right now we want to give first dibs to all of the shooters who are registering. And finally, we have the Apostles program. This was rolled out a couple weeks ago, and we've had several of you already sign up for it. This $50 VIP membership gets you early registration, and you're going to get some really cool swag in the mail very soon. Our online auction tool, Givergy, was rolled out a couple months ago with tremendous success. We're going to be doing an online auction the first of every month. So that means February 1st will be the next auction coming out. There's a rumor that one of the items up for auction is that Stiller custom engraved Guardian Action. That might be on the table, so be on the lookout. In September, we're going to have a Guardian Banquet. It'll be focused on networking and fellowship. I know a lot of us missed out on getting to connect at SHOT Show. Well, this will be an opportunity for those within our Guardian community to get to have some special time together. Stay tuned for more details on that. We've updated the website and registration process to make sure that that's such a smoother process for you as our shooters and volunteers. We are also incorporating Practice Score to do our squatting and our match scoring. That's going to be an enhancement for you as well. So thinking about the Guardian board and how we operate, in 2020, we really weren't sure what we needed or how we needed to operate. We actually had 12 board members, and it felt many times like too many cooks in the kitchen. So what did we do about it? We've changed the entire structure of the organization. Let me walk you through that right now. So if you think about an hourglass, the top portion of that hourglass in an organization is focused on the strategy. It's setting the big vision and the direction for the organization. In a board, it would be your executive board and board members. So your president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, and a few board members. The bottom half of the hourglass is focused around execution. That's taking that strategy and making it actually come to life and actually doing the actual work. That work is going to be done by committees led by a committee chair. So you'd have different committees like match operations, our donor engagement team, risk and compliance, so on and so forth. In the middle of this, where it comes to a point of tension, is the management. And that's generally done by someone who's an executive director, who would be a full-time person to help manage the strategy and execution of the entire organization. So what does that look like for the Guardian? Well, if we look at the names on the top, President, Vice President, Secretary, Treasury, there's a couple changes that have happened. First of all, the new Vice President for the Guardian Long Range we're excited to announce is Clifton Resor. Clifton has been involved with the Guardian since its inception. He is a phenomenal businessman and he gets the Guardian vision and direction. We're excited to have Clifton move into this space. Lauren Navarro will continue her role as our secretary, and she'll also have some other roles in some committees, which I'll share in just a minute. We have an opening for a treasurer, as well as a couple other board members. One board member we wanted to make sure we maintained and kept close was Corey Saxma. Corey's been extremely invested in the Guardian since our first match in Michigan, and Corey is the epitome of a servant leader, and we are so honored to have him continue to serve on our board. If we look at the bottom of the funnel and starting to go through some of these committees, starting with donor engagement, we have 4 individuals we've identified that will be a part of this team, led by Dean Myers as the committee chair, Nick Friedrich, Corey Saxma, and Zach Barr. They're going to be focused on making sure that we enhance, maintain, and grow our relationships with our donors. Our marketing communication committee will be led by Clifton Resor, Cameron Williams, Eric Nelson, and Ryan Burns from Dexterity Media will be a contractor doing a lot of our social media and our video throughout the year. If you've seen any of our videos from 2020, that's the great work of Ryan Burns at Dexterity Media. We're excited to have him as a contractor continuing to help support us. Risk and compliance will be led by Lauren Navarro, who has an extensive background in this space. And over to match operations, you have Chris Andrews leading that team with Brandon Ford, Eric Nelson, and Cameron Williams. If anybody recognizes Chris Andrews' name, it's because he's the match director for the Mammoth Sniper Challenge, one of arguably the most difficult matches to run, and Chris runs that like a Swiss clock. We're excited to have him helping lead, making sure our matches run smoothly, safely, and effectively. And finally, the volunteer management space is something where we have a big need. If you know someone or would like to get involved in volunteer management, we'd love to have that conversation. Just shoot us an email at info@guardianlongrange.com. And in the center of all of this, we are excited to share with you, Brittany McMillan will be stepping into that role as the executive director, full-time, helping run the strategy and the execution of everything involved in the Guardian. I couldn't think of a better person to help represent the mission, the values, the vision of what we're trying to do. Brittany is the epitome of a servant leader and represents everything that we want the Guardian to be. So congratulations to Brittany. We are so excited to have you on board. So let's look at some of the next steps that we'd like to share with you. So first of all, just know that we are off and running. Match registrations are live and they're actually filling up quite quickly at a faster rate than what we've seen in any of the previous years. So if you have not registered for a match, we highly recommend you do that right away. As mentioned, the next online auction for Givergy will be on February 1st. We're going to make more announcements and posts to make sure you don't forget, but just know that that's coming, so you might want to keep a lookout for that. We also want to remind you to get involved. And what does that mean? Well, if you're interested in the volunteer coordinator role, we want you to raise your hand. If you want to get involved in other areas, just volunteer to match. You can do that by going onto our website and clicking the volunteer area and just filling out that form. If you've already volunteered with the Guardian, there's no need to resubmit a form. If you know a worthy nonprofit organization, have them apply. We're going to be giving away at least $15,000 to every one of these organizations this year, and this application just takes a couple minutes for them to fill out. We'd love to be able to reach more and more organizations. If you know a youth that wants to shoot, get them to complete a sponsorship application. That's also done on our website. So as we wrap this up, I really want to highlight our amazing donors. We call them our backbone. These are not just names of companies on a page. These are personal relationships, and these great organizations believe in our mission. Last year, we mailed over 500 personalized thank you cards from shooters to all of these donors. We want to let them know that their investment in our mission is real, and we are so thankful. Each one of these donors continued to support the Guardian last year during the pandemic and uncertainty of 2020. We're going to be working hard to renew these relationships for 2021. We hope that you will reach out, thank them, and support them the way that they've supported us. We want to thank these donors for their investment in this ministry. The world now, more than ever, needs to see the compassion and love from an industry that is too often portrayed in a negative light. Through this mission, we are changing the lives and hearts of so many. Thank you all for being a part of this. Look forward to seeing you guys in 2021.